Hello everyone, it's us again. So as you know, I'm Alexandre Clouet. I'm the EMEA responsible for esports and education, and I'm with Jeff Palumbo, who is.
I am the Global Senior Esports Manager for Education.
So today we'll talk more about esports in general and what you can do with it. So just again to start briefly, Jeff, could you just explain to us what is esports in general?
Sure. Esports started out as competitive gaming, whether it be console or PC, and what has expanded to is this environment within schools that is helping tons of students really become part of something bigger than they were before. So we see that some are coming into a diverse environment, that they're accepted. A lot of them also want to do something like still be competitive in this space, regardless of what game it might be. And you see a majority of them also want to learn skills that could lead them to a career. So all those are what esports, especially in education, is right now, and it's awesome to see.
I bet it is. Just to, you said career and everything, we'll dig into that later, but just to start with, we have this image of esport being a stereotype of a little chubby kid, a boy in his room in the dark, really in the dark of his room with pimples and everything. Does this is still the case, or now has it changed drastically?
Yeah, there's a radical change in what the actual gamer is. And that stereotype used to be there for sure with the cheesy poofs and the energy drinks and the dark room and all that stuff. But now, because students have actually started gaming at such an early age due to tablets and being introduced that early, and all sorts of different things like Minecraft and Roblox, and now the competitive gaming scene, a lot of students are just gamers. There is no definition really of what a gamer looks like anymore, because they're introduced to gaming at such an early age. They find what they like. And it used to be male dominated. Now it's almost 50-50, men and women, which is great because there need to be more of every gender that is actually participating. And it's okay. It's for everybody. Gaming and esports is literally for everyone. And we're seeing that. And whether to a point that we were talking about off-scene, it could be console, it could be PC, it could be mobile gaming. Mobile gaming is massive, and the type of games are great. So that stereotypical gamer is almost incomplete and not even a thing anymore, which is great to see.
Yeah, it's great to see. Now you can see everyone playing together.
Everybody, every age, every color, awesome. Every size.
So to dig into more esport players and everything, what does it take to be an esport professional or player? Do you need to practice 4 hours just staring at the screen, or do you need to have a healthy lifestyle, or how does it work now?
Well, it really depends on the coach and the program as to what that layout looks like. But from a generality of what esports was, where you would just get in a room and practice for 6 hours a day, those days are pretty much over. What a lot of coaches now do, whether they be a professional program or a college program, and even some of the high school programs that are starting or secondary school programs, is they're putting students through a regimen. They want to make sure that they have the correct nutrition, they're working out, they're walking, they have the correct mental health piece of it. They want to make sure that they're calm, they're actually doing meditation and yoga and Tai Chi. They're working out in the gym. They are also making sure that they're gaming. Of course, they have to practice, but they're practicing in a strategic method, which they're going through plays. They're going through film. Well, I guess there's no film anymore, but tape recordings of what they did in the last game, what went well, what didn't go well. They're actually speccing out and scouting their next opponent. Everything that a football club would do now, esports is now doing, but at a level with students that are, or gamers that are not necessarily professional athletes. So you're not going to see normally a gamer who is just cut and ripped with muscle. It has happened, I've seen them, but you're also not going to see that stereotypical gamer that we talked about before, which is usually, overweight and not healthy. The new gamer is healthy and stabilized through nutrition, workouts, and gaming.
Oh yeah, so it's like a little, like you said, professional football or soccer or American football. Like it's really something like professional. Like you need to be structured. You need to do. If you don't start to follow this path, it can be right or wrong, right?
Yeah, and it comes down to how do we make our athletes, which they are, just because you're playing esports doesn't mean you're not an athlete. The better you think, the more rest you have, the better your nutrition is, and the healthier you are, you can think better under pressure, you can communicate better, you can play for longer if you need to, because sometimes you go into overtime, you go into multiple matches, you're in an extended tournament. There are so many benefits to having that, plus the mental health piece, which has not been a part of the gaming world for quite some time or ever, and it really has only started in the last 3-4 years of taking a very specific look at it. These are all things that make better competitive players.
And also, like, you can see nowadays that like professional players are literally having a salary, and with the cash prize that they can earn with a tournament if they win it, like you see it's totally like you can really live with it. It's not you just play and it's a hobby. It's really you can live with the esports.
Yeah, even though it's professional esports players are, it's very hard to become a professional esports player. It's very hard to become a professional footballer, but it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. But we have seen 14, 15, 16-year-olds as millionaires already because they win a big tournament in Fortnite, they're a team, and they've won something in Rocket League, or they're getting full ride scholarships to university, a private university, because they've done so well in esports. These are all wonderful things to see, and because professional gamers are usually kind of done by the age of 24, 25, 26, they're starting younger. So you're seeing more people generating cash income and becoming professional and having that structure earlier on, and then they have something else to do. I mean, they basically have the rest of their life when they're 24, 25 to have a career.
That's good to talk about career, because I would like to focus more on that. So the students who wants to be competitive and professional, how does it work also for students that want to be part in an esport program but don't want to be professional? Just be part of it. How does it work for them? Are there opportunities? Are there career opportunities? How does it work?
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity. And that's really what a lot of schools are starting to build out and realize, is that while, like you said, 10% of the students want to be competitive, about 90% just want to be part of the program, but it doesn't mean they don't want to do anything in the program. We find that they're actually getting into broadcasting. So they might be shoutcasting the match for their team. They might be actually doing the production for it. They might be doing the social media, taking highlights of what they did during that last match, putting a highlight reel in and putting it into social media. They might be working on the marketing and the branding around what their team is doing. They might be the event manager of where the team is actually traveling to, or who is coming in because they're hosting a tournament. And these are just some of the jobs and careers that they could get into. Anything that a football club has now, esports also has those same jobs. Some of the big jobs out there that they need are people who understand the esports and gaming space, but are also financially sound, meaning they could work for a venture capitalist firm. We need more lawyers. We need more accountants, because when money is being generated that much, somebody needs to know how to use it. And those are all careers that are out there. But one thing I'll stress is that just because a student is hooked into something because they found it within esports, which is great, it doesn't mean they need to do it in esports. Just because they get all this hands-on experience, which is amazing. The fact that 15-year-olds can have hands-on experience that professionals are getting today is wonderful, but they shouldn't feel like they have to stay within esports. They might want to, which is awesome, and that's great. Let that be your dream. But they could easily, in production, go work for any broadcasting network globally. So the options are there for those students. And then there are students that just want to be part of the program. And being a healthy, happy student is not a bad thing. It's an amazing thing to be able to give students that may have felt lost or lonely or felt like they didn't fit in, a place where they're immediately accepted and they have those friendships. They're going to be happier. They're going to learn better. They're going to want to do things. And sometimes it just takes that to come out of their shell and become who they're going to be, which is probably an amazing person.
For sure. So your advice is really just get in and try, and you will see what it brings you.
Yeah.
Okay.
For students, get in and try it. And for schools, get in and try it. That's what we're here for. We'll help you set up something that will work with the goals and successes that your school finds to be the real success metrics. And that's what we do as advisors.
Awesome. So as you can see, eSport brings a lot of opportunity I hope you liked our podcast and see you soon.
Thank you.
Lenovo, Lenovo.